He does not seem to remember basic facts about his own life. He does not seem to remember things that happened as recently as his first term. This is a guy who once boasted he had the best memory of all time. His words, certainly not mine. But recently it seems like he is, well, not at all okay, I guess is one way to describe it. Let me show you what I mean. Yesterday, Trump attended an AI summit in Pittsburgh. And within 10 minutes of taking the microphone, he launched into an utterly strange digression about his uncle and the notorious domestic terrorist of all people, Ted Kaczynski, better known as the Unabomber.
My uncle was at MIT, one of the great professors, 51 years, whatever. He was the longest serving professor in the history of MIT. Kaczynski was one of his students. Do you know who Kaczynski was? There's very little difference between a madman and a genius. But Kaczynski, I said, what kind of a student was he, Uncle John, Dr. John Trump? He said, what kind of a student? And then he said, seriously good. He said he'd go around correcting everybody, but it didn't work out too well for him.
But again, to sum that up, Trump says his uncle taught the Unabomber at MIT, and apparently the question of all the possible questions Trump asked him was what kind of a student Kaczynski was. And then he felt the need to share the detail that the Unabomber was a good student to some perplexed people. And yes, that's a pretty weird, pretty creepy thing for the president of the United States, or really anyone to say at an event that was supposed to be about artificial intelligence. But it gets weirder. Because the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, never attended MIT. And while Trump did have an uncle who worked at MIT, his uncle died in 1985, which is a full 11 years before the Unabomber was publicly identified and apprehended. So I guess either Donald Trump is confessing to having known the identity of the Unabomber more than a decade before he was caught. There could be that, I suppose. Or something is seriously off with Donald Trump. And that's not a one-off. That is hardly the only incident. I mean, today reporters in the Oval Office asked Donald Trump about new reporting that he has floated the idea of firing Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. And this is how he responded.
He's a terrible Fed chair. I was surprised he was appointed.
Were you? Were you really surprised he was appointed? The person who nominated him for that job was you, Donald Trump. It was you. Trump picked Jerome Powell to run the Fed during his first term. There they are, right there, being announced.
White House just announced that Trump only has 4 days left. Trump's cancer is getting worse. People are posting these pictures of his ankles. Swollen ankles is the symptom of chronic venous insufficiency. Basically, the condition affects valves in certain veins and can let blood pool in legs. Basically, his legs are getting like puffed up, which is whatever, but it is a pretty bad condition. And a lot of people do not survive this, but let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, because people are saying that Trump might outlive Biden, which is crazy because Biden actually looks pretty healthy. People are posting pictures of Biden like on the beach, chilling, going for jogs, while Trump is literally like having a very bad issue. Now, a lot of people are actually happy that Trump is going through this, which is kind of messed up, guys. Like, I know he may have done some kind of crazy thing, but like, what do y'all think of us in the comments? Does he deserve this to have happened to him? These people are calling him a pedo, so saying like he deserves to have this illness, which I don't think anybody deserves to have a bad illness like this. But it is getting very bad for Trump, so keep him in your prayers, and let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down in the comments.
Rumor has it Donald Trump is diagnosed with a chronic illness that could be leading him to his deathbed. Now, I'm wondering, is this something that he deserves or not? Of course, I actually understand that he deserves it, but I want to know your perspective. And I'm also curious to know whether the MAGA supporters are going to be woken up by this realization that your bad deeds actually do catch up with you. And karma is actively watching to come and bite you in the ass. So, could you kindly tell me in the comments below, your thoughts about this? And these are some of the reactions of people when the news that he's about to be gone. They're excited. I'm excited too. The world is excited. It's going to be revolutionary. Tell me in the comments below.
Trump only has 4 days left. Look at this. Trump's Epstein connections are so bad, they released stuff on Trump's health for the first time. And it's not good, guys. Trump was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. The condition affects valves in certain veins and can let blood pool in legs. That's bad. People in the comment section are flipping out about this. Look at this. This is what happens when your legs carry the weight of too many secrets. And this person responded, yeah, and Clinton went to Epstein Island 12 times and Democrats hid Biden having dementia. Wow. Another person said, this is getting out of hand. It's blowing up all over the place. And all else fails, try pity. But yeah, guys, this is not very good for Trump. He's literally been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, which is actually not very good, which hopefully he gets well, but I mean, I don't know what to say about all this. This is super crazy. Give me your guys' thoughts in the comment section below about all this.
Well, the MAGA base is waking up and they are not happy. At a recent town hall, Republican Congresswoman Ashley Hinson made the mistake of saying the quiet part out loud, and House Republicans are getting clobbered. Let's take a look at this first clip.
I was also proud to vote for President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill last week. This is a generational investment. This is a general investment. This is your time. Okay.
This is a crowd of Republicans. This is a crowd of Trump voters. These are Ashley Hinson's own constituents, and they are booing her. And when she tries explaining to them, hey, Trump's fighting for you, the crowd says, no, he's not. Take a look.
The election, I think Americans overwhelmingly rejected the status quo for the country. We were seeing an open border, high inflation. We were seeing hardworking men and women in Iowa and our country feel like their voices were not heard. Families in Iowa have told me for the last 4 years that we want to make sure we have safe streets, we have affordable groceries and gas, and that kids have opportunity to be able to live out the American dream. And that is what President Trump is delivering for us. And the president is, I believe, fighting for you and fighting for me. I'm fighting alongside of him. And I think God saved President Trump's life in Butler. I think he saved his life in Butler, Pennsylvania for a reason. I think that he is helping us to save and redirect the future of our country. He is helping deport criminal illegal aliens rather than letting them roam our streets freely. He is ending the abuses of taxpayer dollars rather than treating your money like monopoly money. And he's unleashing America.
This is not a blue district. This is not a protest. These are Republican voters, and they're sending a message, which is they're not buying Trump's sales pitch anymore.
Donald Trump is not dying. He doesn't have cancer. J.D. Vance is not preparing to become president. And Trump's ankles are fine. They're a little bit swollen. You are being fed lies by people on TikTok who are trying to get you to share these stories so that they can make money. I want you to share my stories too so I can make money, but I refuse to lie to you to do it. Here's the truth. The White House said earlier this week that Donald Trump has been diagnosed with a mild disease that will be with him for the rest of his life. This disease is related to his age. It's called chronic venous insufficiency, and it's a condition in which Trump's legs have trouble delivering blood back to his heart. This is a common and mild disease in people over the age of 70. Trump is 79. Trump's hand is bruised and was caked in makeup in some photos, but that could mean anything. It's not a sign he's dying.